Welcome to the illusion of 3D drawing on 2D paper by Mrs. Harmon. Part 6, flat-sided forms, drawing cubes, rectangular prisms and stuff, you know, polyhedrons. So, before we go big into it, let's not forget about awesome foreshortening. This is a beautifully drawn and shaded, but check out what happens when you bring one side closer. When you bring one side closer, everything becomes more three-dimensional. It's foreshortened. Foreshortening, let's not forget, to distort an object so that a part looks bigger and closer to your eye. This is flat, foreshortened, flat, foreshortened. Today, we're gonna do all those flat-sided objects. And just a special note, I made a spelling mistake in my last video. Ellipse, which is a foreshortened circle, really thin and little like that. I spelled it E-L-I-P-S-E. That is wrong. It's E-L-L-I-P-S-E. Whoops. Okay, the other big thing I need you to know right away before we start is, this is huge, the notion of parallel and parallel lines. Math, art, together, yay! Parallel lines are lines side by side, having the same distance continuously between them to line up. My friends, parallel lines is my 3D cube hack. It's how I check my work. You know, in math, when you do a problem and it's got, you know, you're adding and multiplying and dividing and subtracting and all this stuff, and when you finish it up, you want to check it. You want to check your work, so you get the calculator, right? Well, checking my parallel lines, making sure they're parallel, is how I fact check my work. That's how I check my cubes and things. And let me show you what I mean. Do you see this right here? Whoop! Do you see this one right here? I'm going to scooch this over a little bit. Do you see how these lines here, they all like line up like they're, if they kept going continuously, they would all just stay the same amount apart. They wouldn't like fall into each other or fall away from each other. They would just continuously go in the same direction. That's parallel. Are these parallel? Do they look like they're going in the same direction? Are these parallel? They're parallel vertical lines. Everything looks like it's going about in the same direction. And that's how I check to see that my cube looks good. So check this one out right here. You see that one? I would check it to see if it has parallel lines. You can almost tell right away that something doesn't look right. These lines this way, they all look like they're going the same direction. They're all like a little bit diagonal, and they don't look like they're going to fall into each other. They could keep going forever and be like that. So that's not my problem here. Let's check these out. If I kept going with this line and this line, I think they would just run right into each other, don't you? And this one looks like it's going away. So these lines are not parallel lines. No. And that's how I know that maybe this side looks pretty good, but this side doesn't make sense. And if I was going to fix this, I would probably erase this stuff. Again, with this one, we've got parallel, 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 all going in the same direction. This one and this one, not quite the same direction, but this bottom one is way off. If I wanted to fix that, I would try to make it about in the same direction. And once I put them all in the same direction, then sometimes that kind of fixes it. Do you see what I mean? Sweet. So last week, we worked with rounded forms and the ellipses. See, I fixed the spelling there. And we used foreshortening to bring one edge of it towards you more, closer to you, to make a lot of different things. And this week, we're gonna make some polyhedrons. And we're gonna do some flat-sided forms. And let me get the book. The book that I was super inspired by is Mark Kistler's Draw Squad. I highly recommend this book. Yay, Mark Kistler. He does some cool stuff. If you're interested, go pick it up. Alrighty. So today we're going to work on this side. And I'm going to say this is part 6. If you're ready, you can draw anytime, the whole time. I'm not going to put the watch demo or the you draw anymore. Okay? You just go ahead and follow up along. Okay, so we're doing this side today. And I got my line down here. Let's start by writing what we're doing. Let's get a little mathematical here. A polyhedron, if I am pronouncing that right, is a form that has flat sides. Pyramids and cubes, rectangular prisms, and so many other forms. I'm going to write flat-sided forms right under it. You can write this down if you want to. I think you should. Okay? Flat-sided forms. And I'm going to write mostly. Mostly. Okay. And I would like for you to draw lightly. So I'm going to write that. Draw light. Why do I want you to draw light? So that it's so easy to erase if you need to erase something, okay? And also, like I said, parallel, P-A-R-A-L-L-E-L. So we're gonna practice parallels first. Parallel lines going in the same direction, close or far away. These are parallel horizontal forms. Make some of those. Do some parallel verticals. Same direction. Do some parallel diagonals. Same direction. And a different, any kind of way you do it. Try to keep a group of them going in the same direction. All these are parallel, all these are parallel, all these are parallel. And we're just going to do a bunch of little parallel lines. Little groups that all go together. Because it looks like they continue going with the same amount of room apart. And they don't look like they're going to squish into each other. Let's do a couple that aren't parallel. I'll put them in this circle, okay? Let's make some unparalleled lines. Parallel lines, these are all unparalleled lines. They don't fit. They go across each other. They run into each other. They're too curvy. I don't know. I just want you to know what isn't parallel. They're not parallel lines. No. Okay. And now let's practice some, if I have this right here, foreshortened squares. You see this square is coming right at you. It's not foreshortened. It's pretty flat looking. And I'm going to go ahead and make the corner coming at you more. Do you see how this corner is coming at you down here? Pretty foreshortened, right? This right here, kind of like the ellipse, is a foreshortened square. You can just see the form looks more like a diamond, doesn't it? Kind of like a diamond. You see that? Kind of like a diamond. Okay, so let's do that. I got the idea from Mark Kistler that you can just make 2 lines close and 2 lines far and draw it. And you can check it by thinking, do these go in the same direction? Are they parallel? Do these 2 go in the same direction? Are they parallel? Yeah, they look pretty parallel. And then go ahead, make some more of these foreshortened squares. We're going to be doing a lot of foreshortened squares. They're like squished diamonds. You got this. there's a little practice to begin with. It makes our day easier. You're doing some tough stuff today. And if some of them just turn out kind of wonky, no worries. Try again. Check your parallel lines. We'll work with parallels. You'll get better at it. It looks like an advancement of these strange creatures. It's the diamonds. They're after you. Okay. Now that you've made some foreshortened squares, it's time to move on to drawing. Let's draw a cube. Okay, number 1, cube. I'm gonna start by making one of those foreshortened squares. Check it out. They look about right? Yeah, I guess so. I was just checking in. All right. Now, we'll make, right from the edges, you make lines going straight up and down. They're like vertical lines. But this one goes farther because it's foreshortened. So see how it goes farther down? It comes down. That's what we're doing. Foreshortened. And I know you'll know it. And then when you connect it, you know it's right if it looks like these are parallel going in the same direction, right? Here we go. Can you, oh, ow, I hit it. Does that look about right? Check it out. We made a square. Give it a horizon line behind it. Maybe we can turn it into a dice or something. Yeah, let's do that. Let's say it is, there'll be a 1, 3, and a 2. And now I got my dice. Yay! I got a dice. Dicey, dicey, dice. Let's do it one more time before I add my shading. Before long, you're just naturally making these foreshortened. There's so many ways to make cubes. I like this because it maximizes the distortion in the front. And I think that is intense. And I love that. Look. So here we go. I'll show you other ways to make cubes towards the end. How about that? Okay, so what should I do with this one? I'm gonna make an opening in it. I'm checking the lines. Oh, this top line can't just go anyway. It has to be in line with the others. Does that make sense? Parallel. Funky, huh? Now, if I'm gonna make this like open, if I do copy this line right here. Oh yeah, that's open. Does that make sense? It looks like it's an open door or something. Ooh, pretty cool. And I don't know, we'll make a little circle. I said mostly, right? And what's coming out of here? It looks like it's a foot, but not just any foot. It's a foot with only 2 toes. It's like a monster is in here trying to get out. Mwahahaha. Squishy toes. Stinky toes. Oh, that was fun. And then, of course, you can do your shading, which you've learned before. Give that that contact shadow really gives it that sense of being on the ground. Then you can make your lines thicker if you want to. The horizon line. Fantastic. And of course, shade this later too. All right, the second thing I want to do is like a table. Okay? Let's make a table. So with this one, I'm going to do my same foreshortened square. Check it. Yeah, it looks about right. These two look like they're going towards each other a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. I was just checking it out. Okay, and this time I'm going to make a short line here, a little bit longer here, and try to make these the same. Make them line up, make them parallel. Try to make this the same, lining up, parallel lines. Ooh, that looks like chocolate or something like that. Fantastic. All right, so the second one we're doing right here, we're just gonna make a line coming straight down. Excellent. 3 lines. But this one is longer because it's foreshortened and it comes closer to you. Check your parallels. Oh yeah, you got this. Oh, that's fantastic. Looks like you just put 2 polyhedrons together and you've made a table. Give it a cast shadow right here. Amazing. I love it. All right. And then you can put some things on it if you want to. Right here, I'm going to start in with a pyramid. All right. So the first pyramid is like one of the Egyptian pyramids. I'm starting with the apex. That is the top of a pyramid. The apex. The one in the middle will be longer. Why is that? Yeah, because it's foreshortened. The other 2 will go back in space. And if you use the principle of those parallel lines, the same, do you see how they're all parallel? It's gonna look like all those cool bricks. And I'll do parallel the other way too. Nice. We've got the pyramids here. Fantastic. A little shading, a little contact shadow. Beautiful. All right, now let's flip that pyramid around. So this is basically the bottom of a foreshortened square. Here we go. We're flipping it around by making, of course, that foreshortened square. I think this one's a little bit thicker than usual. Well, maybe not. I'll make it longer. See how I'm making mistakes? I'm kind of drawing it, fixing it, drawing it, fixing it. Amazing. Now 1 line down to the apex. Connect them, and you have a pyramid, like if you picked it up and looked inside. What if this pyramid was empty in the middle? What if I make a little line right here? Oh yeah, we could color that in a little bit. Doesn't it look like it's an empty thing? Oh no, what could be in here? How about something like a scary monster? Oh, it's like a massive worm. Oh no, what's going on? Who can save us from this massive worm? I don't know. I think a cat could. Meow. I love cats and they will save us. Meow. I'll get that worm. All right, kitty, save us. Okay, let's go to, ooh, I know, let's do a house. This one is totally different in that we're gonna start with 3 lines, okay? This is the front and side of the house, but we can't make them flat because that's not foreshortened. It'll look just flat. It's not gonna work. So one side has to come down further, okay? And then we'll do, ooh, this top is gonna be different. Hold on, hold off that thought. All right. I'm gonna make a line going straight up here, okay? And that's for a triangle. See how that kind of, the top of the triangle is right in the middle? Pretty cool, huh? And all these lines are parallel. They line up. So you know which way this goes. It doesn't go down here. It doesn't go up here. It's the same. So make it the same. Okay. And then this will be copied because it's happening all over the place. Parallel, 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 all the way. You can go over a little bit overhang right here if you want to. Right. So that makes, use those parallel lines again. Wow, this is parallel city. How many times have I said the word parallel? Parallel, parallel, parallel. Whew. Line follows form in such wonderful ways to reveal things, make them look very three-dimensional. Fantastic. If you make a little box in here, well, you can't just make lines anyway. They have to be parallel, don't they? Well, yes, of course they do, Mrs. Harmon, because everything's parallel in this weird world of yours. It's true. We can't make lines just straight like this. That looks wonky. Parallel. In this weird 3D world, it all has to be parallel. And this is beautiful. What a beautiful house. Maybe the house is actually floating on some, maybe it's flying. Who's got it? Well, it's Happy's cousin, Howard? Howard the Bee. Yes, it's Howard the Bee, of course. Howard the Bee is flying. And he has a house. Yipe! Go, Howard. Why, thank you. I love being a bee. I'm such a strong bee, I can carry a house. Okay, what's next? What is next for us? Let's go with, let's do a gift. Again, with drawing lightly, check them. Are they parallel? They're parallel. Make it a box. Make it a box, guys. Longer, shorter, parallel lines. Parallel lines. My goodness, you guys are gonna be sick of me saying that all the time. Okay, so if I wanna make this like a gift wrap box with like a bow all around it, then I'm gonna go ahead and make a parallel vertical line here. There's a bow, okay? Parallel vertical line here is a bow. And this bow is gonna follow, like turn with the form, right? We'll make it go this way. Make this bow is going parallel. What's the word? Parallel. Oh, wow. Does that look cool or what? It looks like I gotta change my parallels here a little bit. I gotta fix this line. I'm not sure if it's wonky or not. Anyway, it's okay if you're not perfect. I'm gonna put another bow going around here. So it's gotta be parallel to these two lines, right? And this one's parallel to these two lines. Once you get the parallel thing going, you can fix a lot. But I'm just gonna put a fun bow on it, like, woo, in a big circle here. You guys are amazing. Thank you for trying these. They're tough, and I really appreciate you trying this. I'm so proud of you. So that's a bow with a crinkle. I'm not really good with this. Let's just make some crinkly stuff on it. Whee! And who is it for? For you. Aww. All right, last but not least, let's do a double-decker here. Start with a small square. And what would this be? The foreshortened square. Check my lines. Check my lines. I need another pencil. This one's getting dull. If you need another pencil, there should be another one at your table. Okay, now we're gonna put a dot right down here because we'll put a bigger square under it. Put a dot right down here. Maybe a dot about here and a dot about here. Maybe. Okay, let's see how this works. Now, parallel lines parallel to that. Okay? Parallel lines parallel to that. Now this is going to shoot behind it. So it's going to kind of be like that lines, right? When it goes this way, it follows these lines. When it goes this way, it follows these lines. So kind of like tucks behind that first form. You got that? Oh yeah. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make a longer line. Oh, straight down. You know how it goes. Foreshortened right here. Okay? You could do this infinitely. You could just keep going and going and going. But I'm going to stop. Make myself a little arch right here. A little archway. Things going this way. Lines going this way. Parallel lines. All right. I can erase this a little bit here. Do you see that open arch in there? Isn't that cool? Oh, I love it. I feel like I could walk right into it. Super amazing. Okay, I told you I would show you a different way to make the squares. So I'm gonna do that. Another way, it doesn't look quite so foreshortened, is to make a square. I bet you guys know this one. And then if I could copy, click, and drag this, I would. It's a copy, click, drag, and paste. Put another square right above it or right up into the side. And then, of course, see these parallel lines here, all going in the same direction. You connect all those lines. And that's pretty cool. It doesn't have that popping to the front look, which I love. But it is kind of cool. I guess it sort of looks like, well, I can't figure it out. That's one way to do it. And I guess, yeah, you could do that like that. There you go. That's a different way too. So I hope you enjoyed our video today, going through some fun little polyhedrons of making your squares and cubes. Never forget, you are amazing, and thank you so much for being here.